All right, guys, James here with the Anxiety Review. Just hanging with Loli, driving back home from dropping my son off. But I just wanted to tell you guys about something that happened to me. Just a few days ago, and it was perhaps the most anxiety-inducing event I've ever been through in my life. So I'm 46, going to be 47 in December, and I'm very healthy. I work out like 5 times a week. I'm a former athlete. I try to eat healthy. Of course, I enjoy a sugary treat just like everyone else. But altogether, I'm a healthy person. You know, taking the anxiety away from that, I'm a healthy person physically. About a month ago, I was feeling terribly sick. I had like a constant like kind of chest or throat respiratory infection thing going on. I was hocking up like green phlegm, excuse the description. And I said to myself, I could get through this without going to the doctor, and my body's going to just take care of it itself. And my whole family got sick. My wife was sick. My kids were sick. The sickness just traveled through the entire household. So eventually I kind of started feeling better. The cough went away, the phlegm went away, and all that. But all of a sudden, I started feeling really weird, like kind of weak in my extremities, a little dizzy. Like when I closed my eyes, I would feel like almost like I was on a boat and the boat was rocking. Didn't think twice about it. Said, whatever, maybe I'm just feeling anxious. I don't know. And fast forward to about a few nights ago, I'm sleeping and I'm feeling this way before I went to bed. And I'm saying in my head, something's not right. Something's just wrong. Anyway, I go to sleep. I wake up around like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and like the whole world is spinning. Like an uncontrollable spinning, as if like you drank too much and you just can't stop the room from spinning. Here's the problem. I didn't drink anything at all. Like just the room was just spinning. I got up to try to walk. I almost couldn't even walk as a result of the spinning and like kind of the vertigo. I wake up my wife and she's like, you're probably just kind of playing tricks on your mind's playing tricks on you. You're probably fine. Like it'll wait till the morning. It could wait. So I was like, all right, let me try to go back to bed. I go back to bed and I can't sleep. Like there's like no sleeping when the whole world is spinning. There's absolutely no sleeping. So I kind of get to the point where I'm like thinking like, do I take myself to the emergency room? Do I not take myself? I don't know what to do, but I come to the conclusion, this is what's going on is really not normal. I have to go to the emergency room. And here's a little bit of a funny part. When I left the house at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it was to go to the hospital, I jump in the car and I realize that my gas tank is on 0. Like I had 0 miles, like sometimes it tells you you have this many miles to you have to get gas until it's going to be completely empty. It said 0. I had just run it down. And I figured, I'll get gas in the morning, not thinking I was going to have a medical event. So I get in the car to go to the hospital and it's at 0. I'm dizzy as can be. I'm nauseous from the dizziness. So I said, I have no choice. I have to go to the gas station. I go to the gas station at 3 o'clock, or whatever time it was, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm literally at Wawa, pumping gas, and I'm dry heaving from nausea. That's how dizzy I was, that I was So I go to the emergency room and I tell them what's going on. They do a CAT scan. They do blood work, and now keep in mind this is the middle of the night. Well, this is all happening. I haven't slept. I'm exhausted. I'm shaky. I'm weak feeling. Everything's spinning and so forth. Blood work comes back. It's completely fine. There's literally nothing going on with my blood work. They do a CAT scan. Absolutely nothing wrong. However, what they found, in my sinuses, it was completely inflamed, and apparently the inflammation in my sinuses was putting pressure on my ears, or the tubes in my ears. I think they call that the vestibular system or something to that effect. And that's what they sensed was causing the dizziness. They put me on prednisone. They gave me I don't know, like a large dose of prednisone right then and there, and said that would take care of the inflammation. And then said, I have to take 50 milligrams of prednisone for the next 5 days. And here I am a couple days later, and the dizziness has subsided substantially. But talking about anxiety, it was one of the most anxiety-inducing events I've ever had in my life. Imagine waking up and feeling dizzy, like uncontrollable dizziness. Like you can't get your bearings. You have weakness throughout your entire body. Your limbs just feel weird. I don't even know how to describe it. It was scary, scary stuff. And I'm just so happy that it turned out to be something that's fixable and something that, is not terribly serious. But wow. And what it kind of made me think about was how fragile life is and how you have to hold the people that you love close to you. I have my little baby girl here with me. I think about my children and my wife and how much they mean to me. And my God, even though I'm not back to 100%, it kind of energized me. But the story goes on. Fast forward to I get the prednisone. Blood work's good, CAT scan's good, everything's good, thank God. And now it's just like I'm exhausted. I literally didn't sleep the entire night. My heart rate was up, my blood pressure was up. I was freaking the F out. Anxiety through the roof. So I could just tell you that the mental relief of not really having a medically bad situation, that it was a fixable situation, it was a huge relief, and I was just ready to climb into bed. So I come home and I pull into the driveway, and as I pull into the driveway, I see my 2 dogs, Lola and Luna, outside of the house. And I know no one's home because my wife's car is gone. I know that she had to take my son to school. And my other son was out of the house as well. And my 2 dogs are just outside for some reason. Then I look at my front door, and my front door is open, just open. So I figure what must have happened, my little guy, Alexander, as he was leaving the house, he didn't close the door all the way. It didn't click closed. And the dogs kind of paw at the door when they see someone walking by or another dog, and they open the door. But they were outside for hours on their own before I got home. And they just stayed. Thank God I get them in the house, because I could tell you that I was just in shambles. Certainly didn't want to be running around after dogs. But they stayed there. I got them back in the house. And all I want to do is climb into bed. All I want to do is climb into bed and drift off to a sleep that I've never had before. I start ripping off my clothes, get into my underwear, about to climb into bed. Lola, this one, is in bed, and she's doing that thing that dogs do where they kind of like scoot their bodies on their butts. And she must have just pooped, because there was a little poop remnant in her butt, and as she's scooting across the bed, she's getting poop streaks all over the sheets. So here I am, I don't even know, it's 8, 9 o'clock in the morning by the time I get home. Now I gotta change the sheets. I'm beyond exhausted. I'm still dizzy. Mentally I'm a little bit better, but I'm sitting there oh my God, now I gotta clean that. I gotta take the sheets off of bed. And anyone who's ever taken sheets off of bed and then had to put a new set on knows it's not easy. You got to pull it into that corner. Then you got to do the other corner. Sometimes when you do one corner, the other corner comes off. I just can't even believe that this is going on in my life at this moment, right? It's the worst day ever. Finally, I rip it all off. I put it in the washing machine. I run the washing machine because I can't leave it in there all poopy. Change the sheets and climb into bed. And that's the end of my medical scare ordeal. But the moral of the story, guys, is you're going to have some bad days. I'm going to have some bad days. You're going to have anxious moments. But the one constant thing is your family. Your family will always be right there. So hold your babies close to you. Hold your wife close to you. Hold your children close to you. Because when the shit hits the fan, that's the team. That's the support system. Love you.